Dear Dad, you didn't always say much, but you didn't have to, because your life spoke louder than words ever could. You stood when it was hard to stand. You gave when it hurt to give. And when the world got loud, you stayed steady. Not perfect, not flashy, but present. You didn't try to impress us. You tried to raise us. And in that quiet, steadfast love, we found our foundation. Dear Dad, you were strength in silence, integrity in motion. You didn't just carry the load, you carried us. When bills were high and answers were few, you never stopped building. When fear crept in, you didn't run, you prayed, and then you led. You stood in the gap like Moses, arms raised when we were too weak to fight. You were like Joseph, quietly faithful even when no one understood. You were like Abraham, walking forward even when the destination was unclear. And like Jesus, you were like him as well, who gave not because he had to, but because love made him willing. Dear Dad, this world doesn't talk much about fathers anymore, but we should. Because when a father is anchored in God, a family finds its footing. We need fathers who don't chase applause, but pursue purpose, who kneel before God so they can rise before their families. We need fathers who listen, fathers who show up, fathers who choose love over ego, commitment over convenience. We need dads who say, I love you, and mean it, not as a routine phrase, but as a steady anchor in their child's heart. Dads whose love isn't measured in big moments or grand gestures, but in the everyday consistency of presence, encouragement, and truth. Fathers who know that saying, I love you is not weakness. It's strength wrapped in vulnerability. We need dads who discipline with grace, not out of frustration, but from a desire to shape character, not just correct behavior. Dads who understand that discipline is discipleship and who lead their children with wisdom and compassion, not control. They don't lead with fear. They don't lead with a heavy hand, but men who raise their voice to lift their children higher, not to tear them down. We need men who lead with humility, fathers who aren't afraid to admit when they've messed up, who apologize when they've missed it, and who model the kind of integrity that echoes far beyond their words. Dads who kneel before God so they can stand strong before their families. We need men who know that legacy isn't built in public, but it's in those quiet, private moments. In the whispered prayer over a crib when no one else is watching. In the Saturday morning pancakes or the advice shared in the driveway before their children drive off to wherever. In the silent tears shed in prayer when they don't have all the answers, but they know the one who does. Legacy isn't a name on a building. It's the name your kids whisper when they pray. It's the values they carry when they leave your home. It's the echo of your faith, your example, and your love living on in their choices, their confidence, and their character. We don't need perfect dads. We need present dads, faithful dads, men who know that fatherhood is not about being impressive. It's about being intentional. And in a world desperate for true leadership, we need dads who are willing to be led by God so they can lead their children well. History remembers the kings, the warriors, the prophets, but behind every great movement, every great revival, every legacy was a father who chose to believe, who saw the unseen, who protected the future, who built when others broke, who carried the spiritual mantle day in and day out without needing to be noticed. And the greatest among them didn't rule, they served. So, Dad, on this Father's Day, I want to say thank you for fighting battles we never saw, for standing tall when life tried to wear you down, for praying behind closed doors, for working late, for always making a way. You taught us that real men serve, that godly strength is not domination, but dedication. You showed us that love is more than just a feeling. It's a choice. And you chose us again and again. You didn't give us perfection, you gave us presence. And that changed everything. You taught us how to lose with grace, how to win with humility, how to ask for help, how to stay. To every father who's still in the fight, keep going. You matter more than you will ever know. To the men raising the next generation, we see you. God sees you. And to the young men becoming fathers, know this, it's not about being perfect. It's about being faithful. Your words shape hearts. Your prayers, they shift futures. And your presence builds legacy. And when the world feels heavy, remember this: your calling is holy. Your example is eternal. Dear Dad, thank you for standing in the gap.